Do you relate well to being spiritual and not religious? Are you looking to transform your life to have greater purpose and experience more joy and abundance? If you are, you've come to the right place. Welcome. I'm Neil Pinkman, the Spiritual Director for the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming, diverse community has helped countless people in the same way. Enjoy watching. If you like what you see, check us out at CSLNJ.org.
Don't sit down, you know we're not done with you. Come on now. Call and response. All you have to do is repeat what I say. And I'll try to say the right words this time. I am one with all that is. How powerful I am. All I need right in my hand. On this truth, how strong I stand. Oh God, deep within me. With your light now I can see. I will listen for your voice. And with freedom I rejoice. Heaven within my heart. Power within me. Open the door, let blessings rain. Fill my soul in every way. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. Above, so below. One God, one mind, one soul, one heart, one God, one mind, one soul, one heart. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. As above, so below. One God, one mind, one soul, one heart, one God, one mind, one soul, one heart. Higher, higher as we go. Like the water we will flow. Unify my mind, my soul. As above, so below. As above, so below. As above, so below. Good morning. You bring your day, I bring my night. You bring your love, I bring my light. We are the earth, the stars and sun, and all are one. You bring your thoughts, I bring my words. We are the sea, the song of birds. We fly, we dance, we crawl, we run, and all are one. Immersed in God, where all our love immersed bring our joy, we brightly shine. With all our flaws, we are divine. And at the end, we've just begun, and all are one. You bring your day, I bring my night. You bring your love, I bring my light. We are the earth, the stars and sun, and all are one. Everyone join in, please. Immersed in God. Immersed in God, where all are loved, where all are loved. Immersed in love. Immersed in love, where all are God, where all are. Continue singing. I'm going to sing over you. You bring your thoughts, I bring my words. We are the sea, the song of birds. We fly, we dance, we crawl, we run, and all are one. We bring our joy, we brightly shine. With all our flaws, we are divine. And at the end, we've just begun, and all are one. Immersed in God. Immersed in God, where all are loved, where all are loved. Immersed in love, where all are God. Immersed in love, where all are God. Immersed in God, where all are loved. Immersed in love, where all, keep singing, our God. We bring our joy, we brightly shine. With all our flaws, we are divine. And at the earth, we've just begun, and all are one. Immersed in God, where all, feel that vibration, our love, immersed in love, immersed in love, where all are God.
As I was sitting there while Evan was doing our treatment, I had a thought that came up, and I felt like I made a mistake. So I have this fear. I have this fear that I might forget something, that I might not do it right, that I might mess it up, right? And I did, actually. I forgot all about that we were going to do that, and of course Neil reminded me. And I also understand that what you resist persists. So what I was resisting was, I don't want to be like that. It's such a folly, it really is. But I realize also, I forgive myself now. So thank you again for being who you are. Okay, so now we can do the affirmation. Okay, so please join me in our November affirmation. My thoughts and beliefs shape my reality. The abundance of life flows in and around me. by maintaining a positive mindset and cultivating thoughts of abundance. I attract and manifest abundance in every way, known and unknown. By cultivating gratitude and mindfulness, I savor the richness of experiences, connecting with the inherent sweetness that exists in every aspect of life. And so it is. Woo! And so it is, yes.
Participate as we expect. Expectation is an action. Here we go. I expect a miracle. I expect a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. I receive a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. Consider life growing. A miracle already here. Your love, it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. What do you expect? Come on now. I expect a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. I receive a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. Once more, let's consider. Consider life growing. A miracle already is. You know it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. A miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. I receive a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. Today, not tomorrow. When is it? Today. Right at this very moment. When is it again? I'm sorry. You know, I'm having a hard to give it, so I'm gonna have to do that again. What did you say? What was it again? Oh, I think I believe you. One more time. What was it? The whole group is rocking now. Come on now. One more time. One more time. Oh, we like to say sugar now. Here we go. Today. Yeah, that's more like it.
Let's see. All right. First of all, I know I've been lame with jokes the last few times, and it won't get much better today. So A lady was picking through, this, by the way, Neil does not count towards my minutes. So he said, so many minutes, this does not count. A lady was picking through frozen turkeys at the grocery store, but couldn't find one big enough for her family. And she spotted the stock boy. So she said, hey, do these turkeys get any bigger? And the stock boy answered, no, ma'am, they're dead. So what I did is I went to, you guys know what Chat GPT is? It's that online AI thing. And my company is really pushing us to use AI for stuff. So I thought, let me put in, yes, oh dear, let me put into AI, I need a joke to tell at church about Thanksgiving. This is what it came up with. So it says the Thanksgiving dinner debate. So it's Thanksgiving dinner and the whole family is gathered around the table. There's turkey, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, the stuffing, and of course the cranberry sauce. But this year there's a bit of a problem. Uncle Dave is once again debating with Aunt Linda about the best way to cook the turkey. Uncle Dave says, I've been smoking the turkey for hours. You can't beat that smoky flavor. That's how it's done right. Aunt Linda rolls her eyes and says, smoking it, that's for amateurs. The only way to cook a turkey is in the oven at exactly 350 degrees for 3 hours. Anything else is just barbaric. The rest of the family is trying to avoid eye contact, hoping the argument will just blow over. Let me just pause for a second and say, if that's all the family argues about at Thanksgiving, that's a Thanksgiving I would like to go to, especially this year. The only way to, okay, but then from the other side of the table, little Timmy, who's about 10, looks up and says, why don't we just skip turkey this year? The whole table goes silent. Uncle Dave drops the fork. What do you mean, skip the turkey? This is Thanksgiving. The turkey is the star of the show. Timmy shrugs and says, well, we could have pizza instead. Everyone loves pizza, right? That would be his suggestion. Aunt Linda, horrified, said, pizza on Thanksgiving. Timmy grins and says, yeah, and we can even put pineapple on it. So that was the exact reaction I had. So I wrote into ChatGPT, because you can have a conversation with ChatGPT, and I said, that's not funny. That's just more of a story with not a funny ending. Try again. And ChatGPT said, got it, here's a Thanksgiving joke with a punchline at the end. Why did the turkey join a band? Because it had the drumsticks. Okay. Yes. So my jokes may be bad, but they're better than AI's jokes, all right?
This is your worst joke day ever.
Well, that gives me a challenge. I can keep getting worse. All right, so let me tell you a story that happened earlier this year. I was going to another city, and I was, flying, so I took an Uber to the airport. And I get in the Uber. You never know what to expect in Uber these days, especially, but behind the wheel was this very nice, well-dressed young man. He and I were different ages, different backgrounds. He was wearing a suit. He was really friendly, and he was great. And so we started talking, and we chatted a little bit, and he said, do you mind if I ask you a question? And I said, no, I don't mind at all. And he said, I always ask this of older people who drive my car. Already I'm so glad I said yes to this as an older person. Anyway, I said, okay, yeah, what can I help you with? And he goes, I'm just curious what you would tell somebody my age. What did you learn that was important that you would tell somebody my age? That was really great. That was so unexpected. So in my head, I'm thinking, all these things, and I said, well, here's, first of all, he didn't know I was a minister, so he didn't know I was I was born for this question. But why do I have two glasses? I might have been the wrong person for him to ask. So anyway, I gave him different pieces of advice here and there, and some that were, kind of financial, like always start a savings account and put it in, have it go automatically so it grows without you even seeing it, and before you know it, blah, blah, and some other stuff, and I went on. And he was interested and asking questions and stuff, and we got close to the airport, and I said, well, let me ask you a question. What have you learned so far that has helped you at this point in your life? And without skipping a beat, he said, what I have learned in my life is that we make things so much harder for ourselves than they need to be.
Wow. How old
Yeah.
is this person?
He was probably 24, something like that. And I was just like, whoa. I mean, he taught me that day, for sure. But he's right. I am an advocate, and I talk about this every single time I talk, and I apologize for repeating myself, but simplicity is where it's at. It's so important to keep things simple. And the older I get, the more that I realize that simple ideas are the most powerful ultimately. Simple, not dumb. Simple. Simple are easily grasped. They may not be easy, but they're easy to grasp. Why is that important? Because when life gets hard, and has life been hard the last couple weeks for anybody in this room? Has life been hard this year for anybody in this room? When life gets hard, we don't think of the complicated answers, we go right to simplicity. If you read any of those studies about where people go when they are at the end of life, it's the simplest things that matter to them. So simplicity, I think, is incredibly important. And we've been studying, starting in September, we studied the 4 agreements. Simple, not easy always, but simple. Simple, simple, simple. I have tried complicated over the years, probably some of you. I remember one time I was in a esoteric bookstore in the Bay Area, and there on the shelf was this 2-volume set. They were each over 1,000 pages, 2 volumes on the Hindu commentary on the life of Jesus. And I thought, ooh, that's right up my alley. And I bought it. It was like $150, and I thought, I'm going to gain so much wisdom from this. And I read it, over 2,000 pages within these 2 books total. I couldn't tell you a thing that book said. Not one thing. I read it cover to cover. I loved it. It was interesting. I'm sure I absorbed things, but can I tell you one thing it said? On the day after the election, do you think one thing from that book came to my mind? Absolutely not. Complicated can be great. It's education, it's curiosity, it's learning, but simplicity is where power is, I think. And by simplicity, I'm talking about health, emotions, mental and spiritual well-being. I know that things are complicated in the world. I get that. But I'm talking about our life and our well-being and who we are and how we show up to the world. You can read the thickest books on from every major religion, and it will be that way. There's, I was recently reading a book by somebody on Buddhist before, during, and after death, and it was 17 levels. And each of the 17 levels, each one of those 17 had dozens of sub-levels. And I just started getting cross-eyed, thinking, how is this making my life better? And I closed the book. In my day job, I work with authors they're like neuroscientists, or physicists, or MDs, PhDs, academics. And oftentimes, they'll write books about well-being, and it comes down to the simplest things. What simple things does it come down to? Meditation. Have less stress in your life. Sleep more. Eat less, but eat better. Exercise. Right? Are those things simple? Are they easy? Not always. But are they simple? Here's a great example. This is a fabulous book, Full Catastrophe Living by John Kabat-Zinn. Fabulous. Almost 700 pages. I'm going to sum up this book in 2 words. Meditation, yoga. I have just saved you $23 and a lot of time. But that is not to say there's not value. The value in this is for people who distrust it and need the science behind it, okay? But simple, it gets down to simple. And I even say to these people these amazing people that I get to work with, you know, what's the secret sauce? Really, I know what you're going to put in the book, but what's the secret sauce? And it's like, meditation, exercise, like that is the secret sauce behind everything. So that's where I like to be. So this has been on my mind a lot lately this year. It's been a difficult year with deaths and thises and that's and other things, which we could all talk about. But I'm trying to go back to simplicity because that's how I'm going to make it through. And I assume that's how you're going to make it through. And one of the simple things that will help us in this particular time is to remain on principle. What does that mean? Remaining on principle basically is remember what we believe in the times where it's hardest to believe them. So the day after that, Wednesday after that recent Tuesday, I get on Zoom with some people, high-level people, high-level meaning spiritually attuned people. And you know what word we never used? The T word, or the E word, or any of those particular words, if you know what I'm saying. We went right to principle. We could have bitched, moaned, and complained, but what is that going to do for us? It drags us down. It lowers us. I'm not saying I haven't done that. I'm saying let's practice the muscle of going to principle first, because we're going to end up having a different experience of all of this. Okay? So it's also been on my mind because my son, Rafi, here, who's 21, this is so funny. When he started coming here, people come towards me like this, and I'm like this to them, and they push me out of the way and go to Rafi. So that's all right. Which, of course, parents love, right? Anyway, so he and I have started this thing where we get together and I make him go with me at 7 o'clock in the morning. I told him I'd like to do it at 6 o'clock, and he's like, well, then I won't do it. But 7 o'clock he will, where we go out and we go to like a coffee house or different places, a diner, and we just talk about ideas. And we talk about a lot of the science of mind type of ideas, right? And one of the things we do is we have this book called Guide for the Advanced Soul. I don't know if any of you, we used to have it in the bookstore here. The thing is, hold a problem in your mind, open this book to any page, and there will be your answer. You know, and so there's a little thing. He's like, yes, I need that. And so Rafi will open it up and read it, and I'll say, how does that apply to your life today? And we just have these great conversations. But one of the things is to talk about this stuff. He and I are both very visual. So you can talk at me, and that's great, and I can absorb a lot of it. But if you show it to me, if it's visual, which is why I like reading, because it's visual, and I can remember where on the page something is. Anybody else like that? You even know if it's on the right hand or left hand, top or bottom, that one idea, right? So we're visual. So I've started drawing maps for him. These little maps of life, I call them, and they've been great. So I'm going to show you 2 of these maps that we talk about, and we talk about them almost every single day. And are they simple? Yes. Do you already know this information? Yes. But I have found that when we start our day relearning what we already know, it's really powerful because it changes the course of the day. So I need my assistant to come up here and stand over here and show him what his t-shirt says. Love is a human right. All right. So these are cue cards, yes. So we're going to start with this, and I'm going to, we'll turn it around. So Rafi, what I want you to do is I want you to go like this slowly so everybody can see it, and also so that the camera can see it. So this is what we talk about with stream of, our level of consciousness, and why our level of consciousness matters. So on the left side of this page, you'll see a list. These are the states of consciousness. And I borrowed David Hawkins' list of consciousness, and Bill Sarnowski teaches this book, and you should take that class with him. But I borrowed his from the lowest state of consciousness to the highest. These are energetic levels or vibrations. So at the bottom, you have things like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. And at the top, things like enlightenment, peace, joy, love, etc. So you go up the state of consciousness. That's a visual that we can remember when we are in a situation where suddenly we're feeling fear. And it's like, oh, let's go up the ladder of consciousness. Why is this important? We know why this is important. Because things happen to us. See, I've got reveals. Here, why don't you stand up a little bit more?
He's been planning this.
I have been planning this. So things happen to us, an event. And ultimately, all events are objective. Every event that happens is objective. The further out you see it, the more objective you can be about it. So an event happens. Where you enter into the ladder of consciousness determines... Oh, that's a buzzkill. There we go. Determines your experience. So when we start the day in fear, and an event happens, then our experience is going to be fear. So this is such a great visual, and I think it's been helpful for Rafi too, to just kind of realize that we can actually control this. We cannot control this, but the way to control this is by controlling that. So why don't you go around, because people are... Yep. He gets to be my Vanna White. There you go. All right. All right, so that's the first one, and it's so simple that it's helpful, right? All right, so now let's go to the second one. Be careful, because I did this with like, all right, some repairs. Okay, this actually goes this way. Sorry. Yeah, that's why it's happening. Okay, so stand up here. All right, this one is a similar one, but this shows the flow in an even more helpful way, I think. So, oh, you know what we need? We need a little stick figure down here, a little person down here to illustrate this. So hold this for me, and I'm going to draw, here, hold this up here. I'm going to draw Neil, okay? Now, I've been watching, there's a show on BBC America, I think, on Amazon called Portrait Artist of the Year. So I've been learning, I've taken some really great cues here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Rafi, does this look like him or what? I think it is. Okay.
That's me with alligator arms.
Woo, there you go, look at Oh, Neil, oh gosh, I should get paid for this. Okay, so I didn't even have to tell you who I was painting because you would have got it right away. Okay? Neil, you're welcome. Okay. So anyway, so here's us. And we're in a situation happens, like in the previous one, the event. The situation happens, and we take an action, which gives us a result, which then results in a feeling. So feeling based is how it goes. So there, in any situation, there are three basic actions that we can take. Positive action. You did this. Negative action and do nothing. Okay? In general, we'll show them this. So situation happens, positive action, do nothing, negative action. Those are the three paths in front of us in every situation that happens. Now, depending on what we take, which action we take, we have a different result. So if we take a positive action, what kind of result will we tend to have? Yeah, forward movement, positive action. Okay? If we do nothing, we probably are going to get stuck. And if we take negative action, it probably takes us backwards, we'll be stuck. So that's clear? All right. Then, depending on which one we did, it results in different feelings. Basic feelings. One might feel good, and one might feel bad. Okay? Super simple. It's obvious. If you take positive actions, the result is positive things probably happens, which makes you feel good. If you do the other, you are getting stuck or negative, which makes you feel bad. Now, what's amazing is that this map also works the other way around. If I want to feel good, then it means I should probably move forward with something, take positive action, and that's where I'm at now. If I feel bad right now, then that means I'm probably feeling stuck or backward, which means that I probably either did nothing or took negative action. Now I can change it. That's it. So those are the maps. Those are the maps, the kinds of maps that we use, because when it's visual, when things happen like what happened recently, and we move into, maybe some of us moved into fear or anger, we can visualize where we're at, and we can then use the tools that we teach every day. Rise up. Where's Ty? Rise up. You know, like the song says, that's how we rise up. We rise up in consciousness. And by rising up in consciousness, we end up having a different result. Events will happen. They will happen. They're going to happen. But where we enter in matters, and it matters to us on a personal level, it also matters to us on a collective level. Just like the peace practice that Reverend Evelyn just did for us, our community holds the peace. We get to do this. So as a community, if we use these maps to remember to rise up as much as possible, we're not perfect, but as much as possible to rise up and to choose positive actions which may move us forward, which feels good and results in good. That is going to make everything different. These are visual maps, simple, not always easy, but when we imprint them in our conscious and subconscious mind, that's the whole point. Imprint them in your subconscious or conscious mind. They work for us, they change our life, they make things better. So, that Uber driver, in closing, that Uber driver, when we pulled up to the airport, the Uber driver turned around and he said to me, "Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. What you shared with me is tip enough." And I thanked him for sharing his wisdom with me. And what do you think I did the second I got out of the car and the thing came up? He got the biggest tip I've ever given on Uber, which may or may not have been his intent, by the way. But it didn't matter. It was such a great and important thing. He had earned it. But as I wrote here, more importantly, I remembered that two people of different backgrounds, different ages, could learn from each other. And it was all so simple. So let's take this into our prayer time. It's also nice to make things fun. The poster board was fun for me. Let's just move to that place. You know, that Uber driver and I, on the outside looking in, we were different, but on the inside looking out, we were the same. As Rumi said, there's a field out there beyond right and wrong. I'll meet you there. That's what we do as spiritual beings. It means that we learn and we grow. We choose wisely the thoughts we think, the actions we take, even the people we hang around with. But beyond us, we also spread that golden, beautiful light of love all around us and outward. And we feel it, and that's in our center. So in that place, that center, we just now come together knowing that that light, that love that created me and created you, created all of life. And so instead of feeling fear, instead of feeling limitation, instead of feeling any of those things, right now, I choose to lift my consciousness. I invite everyone listening to choose to lift their consciousness to peace and joy, so that we might become more enlightened. Who knows what we might learn there? When we do that and events happen, especially the events that it's hardest for us to remember to do it, we have a different experience of that event, and therefore those around us do as well. It doesn't in any way calm us, it informs us. It infuses us with purpose and meaning so that we might bring this light to more and more people. Clearly, the world is waiting and hungry for this light. And I choose for myself and for everyone here listening to these words that we are the light that we wish to see in the world. And in very simple, basic ways, we choose this. We choose love. So for knowing this and for knowing that what can I learn from you is a beautiful question. We don't have to make our lives even harder than it ought to be or what other people think it should be. We get to go right to source, not the effect, but the cause. And so in this place of cause, I just give thanks, knowing that this connection is everything. And I see it in you, you see it in me, and we are it together. So with great gratitude, lots of thanksgiving, I release this into love, to law, to life. Knowing it is true even as I say these words, and together we say, and so it is.
At the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.